Hi, my name is Klas Dalbjorn. I'm a product manager for installed products at Lab.gruppen and Lake, and I'm standing here with the new E-series line of amplifiers that we have. It's 3 models. It's 2x200 watts, 2x400 and 2x600 watts into 2, 4, 8 ohm or 70 volts. It's a very flexible solution. They're all 2-channel, as I said, and individual selection per channel, whether it's a 70 volt or low impedance application, selected by channel. It's also always 4 dBu sensitivity, so when you change the application, you also change the gain of the product. We got Energy Star 2.1 approval for the products, which means that they're very efficient. The net efficiency is between 80 and 83%, depending on the level you're playing. The standby consumption is below 1 watt. And the idle power consumption is very low. It's below 10 watts per channel, which is very low. The last requirement for Energy Star is the auto power scheme. So in this case, the amp will shut down or go to standby after 20 minutes without audio, and it goes on automatically back to the on state when signal comes on either of the 2 inputs. The other thing on the aspect of efficiency is current draw from the mains. When we made the last big touring amplifiers, the PLM 20000, we had to learn how to make do with the mains current available. In that case, we had to deliver full power while only drawing 3600 from the mains. So that's you can't deliver 20,000 watts while pulling 3600. That's not unless you hide a power plant inside. And so we had to analyze the music and see for how long time do you actually need the full power, and how does the music decay. And that turned out really well. So we have that's the amplifier that can deliver full power for the longest time of any on the market, and the highest voltage, I should say. So we transferred that to this line where the mains current is limited to 3 ampere. It will never draw more than 3 ampere from the mains, no matter what the mains voltage is. But it has a clever power storage scheme inside, so we can play full power for a longer time than the music will actually require it in the transient, so to speak. But the sustained power of the product is about 1/6 of the full rated power. So it can't do 2x600 watts forever, but it can do it long enough to not have to limit the music. That's the secret behind that. I should also say that the channels are based on our new IDEA power module, and they have a headroom both on voltage and current, so you can actually get full power from any one of the channels. So you could drive this with one channel delivering 1000 watts into 4 ohm, and the other channel do 200 watts into a 70 volt application. So in a smaller restaurant or pub, you could have a sub on one channel and some kind of toilet ceiling speaker on the other channel, and skew the power resource of the amp.
How do you configure it? Just with the volume control?
No, you have this switch here defines the peak voltage per channel. So you can, if you want 600 watt into 4 ohm, you have it in low Z for the top model. But if you want full power on that channel into 4 ohm, you go to the 70 volt mode, so to speak. There's plenty of headroom on the current, so there's no risk damaging anything in that scenario. And then on the second channel, if you have 70 volt but low power demands, you'd have that as 70 volt. If you have 8 or 16 ohm, you go for the low Z, and then it's going to be limited in power. I think that just about covers it. We can go to questions and answers, I think.
When you're talking about storage,
yeah.
How long will the storage supply full power for? You suddenly get a demand for full power.
It's about 40 milliseconds. Yeah. Typically we say that you only need it for 25, If you actually look at the kick drum, which is the typically max power demand, it's 16
More
milli.
in terms of dance applications
Yeah.
where you might have a very long sustained bass note.
Yeah.
But the other question
But would that be at full power, you think?
could be.
Yeah.
The other question was that when you talk about the automatic shutdown after 20 minutes, which would be useful for acoustical events where you want to make an announcement and then the system shuts down, and then if you wanted to maybe make an announcement at the end of the gig, how long does it take to come back up again once it detects a signal?
It takes about 1.5 seconds.
Right. Okay.
So you need to hit the mic or something to trigger it. But yeah.
What can you do with the controller monitor ports?
Okay. There's one input and one output. So the input is you can have an external closure type. When at the event of closure, it turns the amp on. At the event of open, it turns it off. But this is in parallel with the auto power scheme. So turning it on will turn it on, but it will go off after 20 minutes if there's no audio, no signal coming within the first 20 minutes.
You can sort of double pressing the button.
Yeah. So if you don't want that 1.5 second delay from on, you can have an external closure just before you start to make the announcement.
Disable this power saving mode.
Yeah, that's something that's not allowed for an energy store product. But
So this gives this product a very specific application. It's
an install design product, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So for an install, yeah.
I think for a lot of applications,
it just shuts itself down and sits there until Dolly comes in the morning and turns
which funnily enough kind of makes your question about it's not really the kind of product that's going to be used for dance music.
No, that's why I asked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think it's very simple. If you have a clothing store or a restaurant or something like that, you turn on the music, whatever source it is. You don't have to have any power sequencer or anything like that. It's just going to be the last one going on. And then when you're done playing, it's going to turn itself off. You don't have to worry about the...
We have about 1 minute.
Okay.
So last
One
question.
question. Are there any other amplifiers that have got Energy Star compliance? Or is this the only one?
I've seen amplifiers with 2 times 100 watts with the approval, but I haven't seen anything bigger than that. So these would, unless you've seen something, would be the largest ones available right now.
Okay, one last question. What's the retail price?
The retail price is €1,000 for the biggest one, and then €850 and €700.